Hello and welcome to Coffee and Bonsai with Tom. Today we're going to work on this little jade we have here. I'm going to use it to talk about a topic of difficult bonsai and perhaps changing your perspective. I'm sure a lot of us have had a particular bonsai tree. Maybe, you know, we would describe it as difficult. Maybe the style's not right, or it has reverse taper, or we're not sure how to prune it, or what steps to take next, or maybe it's just like unnatural looking, or we can't decide on a style, or we picked a style and now we're not happy with it, or we don't like the pot, or we're just not getting branches where we need it. Well, this is my current situation with this bonsai. As you can see, it's in a cascade pot, a cute little blue pot. And I've been trying to grow it in this style for some time. And it just is not cooperating. I can't even remember all the details, but I'm just, not happy with kind of where it's at. And I've tried some different, ideas with it. And so I wanted to, work on this tree today and just, see where we can take it. So let's take a look at this tree. You can see it's healthy. It's pretty small. The leaves are in good shape. I've been just kind of allowing it to grow. It's been under lights for most of the winter, and you can see the trunk has this kind of arced C look, which I was actually thinking about trying to work with. Maybe have it be a particular style. But, sometimes these trees, you can see it basically just forces directly away from us, and you really see that swoop. But, I'm trying to see these kinds of trees as an opportunity, because if the tree is low value to you, it kind of frees you up. You have, you dare try anything. What do you have to lose? So I think, you can be bold, and you can take chances and really try to do something a little bit different. So I think it's not necessarily a bad thing to have a problem tree, as it were. So one idea that occurred to me, I'll just turn it here. You can see, if I just reorient the tree like this, it'll be a cascade, right? Let me just clean up some of this mess. But that's one thing. I want to kind of bring this in, and we'll get it out of the pot. I don't really want to root prune it. Well, I don't think I do, but I definitely want to get it out of here and see if reorienting it, or even putting it in a different pot, is a good way to go. So depending on, I just kind of like to take a chopstick. I'm just using my spoon here and kind of push in on the corners. These deep pots are great because the trees seem healthy, but I sort of push in all four corners and sort of wiggle it a bit, and then kind of push up and pull on the tree, and look at that, it came right out. It's got not a ton of roots. Jades are kind of light on roots, but yeah, it looks healthy. We've got some growth in the bottom there. Got a big bulge to deal with. But, overall, the tree looks healthy. So let me just have a better look at the intended. This is sort of the obvious way to do it. I've got kind of, the roots are crammed over there on the right. But it kind of hides the bulge, or it almost looks like a base. So, that could work. I don't know. There's something about it that just doesn't quite do it for me. It's not bad, but I don't know. I had a few other options. One of the ideas I was playing with when this thing kind of went sideways and was not working out was almost have it like this, or sort of like a dragon, because it's sort of like it's got a base and it swoops up, and then there's like kind of a head on it, and so that was something that I thought about for quite a while. Or like a literate, sort of an odd shaped tree, But I have changed the pot, which isn't that big of a deal. And, I can oscillate between that, and if I look at it this way, I mean, it looks like a prime candidate for a cascade. So I think I'll go with a cascade and just try to, I don't know, kind of make it look as good as I can in that orientation, and see what I come up with. Yeah, so I'll go that route and see how it looks. I think I'm just going to reuse the soil here. I mean, the tree's healthy. There's no reason not to. So I just kind of dump it in one of these to-go cups, and I find them quite handy to then easily dump, kind of right back in. I'm not going to touch the roots either. I mean, roots kind of grow slowly on jade, and it's a deep pot, so I'm gonna clip this off because I really don't. I don't want that growth there. And we'll see how it goes. So when you put when you're doing a cascade, some people have it resting on the lip of the pot. I kind of like to have it go back a bit, and then sometimes out over the corner, or sometimes out over the side. And I haven't really come up with a general rule as to what that should be, other than does it look good or not, and it kind of varies on the tree. And so I think something like this would work for this one. I kind of like going, it's not dead center or dead over the corner, but it's kind of in the middle, and I think that'll work. I think I'm also going to give it a bit of a haircut here. There's just way too much big foliage hanging off there, and I think it'll, if I just make a few nice cuts, yeah, that's nice, tight, almost looks like a blossom kind of hanging off the side there, and it's much more in scale with the pot and gives us plenty of room to grow. So I kind of nip that a little bit so it'll more easily go next to the edge in the pot. Give it a little more breathing room there. And so the final placement, I'm kind of thinking something like this. And it's probably kind of hard to see in the video, but I want to twist it a bit so it's sort of like going out diagonally and then coming back. Because the movement, it just looks better that way in the movement. I think it looks more natural, and rather than this hump kind of going straight up and down, I think sort of going slightly away from me, and then it turns and comes back. And so I'm really using the that sort of C shape to my advantage, and I think it actually, I think I'm liking this. Like I was quite concerned about how this was going to work as a cascade, but I'm getting more excited the more that I look at it. If I can get the tree to sort of stay at that twisted angle. Yeah, another thought that occurred to me is I could kind of bend this a bit if I want to, either with a guy wire or just put a little wire on it to curve it more, but I'm not really sure that's necessary. I think if I can get it up in this orientation, I think that's a very natural flow to the trunk into the branches, and I think I'm going to go with that. So I've been playing around a little bit with the orientation, and I think sometimes the best thing is, this thing is so kind of floppy in there, is just get some soil in there and then kind of work it into position, which works well with this. So I'm just going to dump this. Yeah, so you can see I'm just kind of gently working it in here with my gardening spoon, and nothing. I'm not jabbing it. I'm just trying to get the soil in there so it's around the roots and kind of holding it. But it's still a little. It kind of doesn't want to stay. I think part of it is because I wanted it at this angle. It's just too weird of an angle for it to stay. Try a little more soil in there. See what happens. I think I'm going to shove this rock in there. I'll put the rock below the soil. but I think it'll push against the side of the pot and the plant to the point where it'll hold it where, yeah, I think that is going to work out quite well. I know it's kind of hard to see in the video, but that is right where I want it. Let me see if I can adjust the camera. You can have a better look at it here. Well, that's close. It's almost where I want it, but let me see if I can, I think I'll just kind of try to adjust it a wee bit more. See what I can do here. That was pretty close, but I'll put the rock back in. I think the rock just needed some reorientation. It was just at, I don't know, too strange of an angle. Let's see. Yeah, this is much more. See how it kind of goes up and then around and it sort of comes at us. That's exactly what I was looking for. And we can always adjust it further as it starts growing roots, and put a wire on it and kind of hold it in a position. But I think for now I am very happy with that. Yeah, I think that looks great. I'm gonna get some of my topsoil I like to put on top, and this also helps. It's much finer, and you can really do some fine tuning with this. And some of this will wash off when I water it, but I just like how this looks on the top. It's small and fills in gaps, and I think it just looks good. Really when you get something finer like this on the top, it really sort of hold the rock in. It will kind of get into cracks and crevices and really kind of firm everything up as well. So I mean, I really recommend it. I think it looks good. It's very functional. Probably helps with evaporation. There's just a lot of pluses to it, for sure. And I think as I'm pushing this in, as I said, sometimes there's some freedom in a problem plant that you just are not sure what you want to do with, because you have to get a little creative and you try different things. And you just keep doing that, and the tree will gain age and character from all this manipulation, and before you know it, you may end up with something you're quite happy with. So I think it's a good lesson in bonsai. Like, I've had so many trees where I was really just ready to give it away, or get rid of it, and I just tried some crazy idea and it really turned it around. So let's clean up a little here, and we will do the victory lap. Yeah, so I'll just sweep up a little here, and I think the thought for the day is, what do you got to lose with some of these trees? Like, honestly, you may find, like, being a little bit bold, you're happy with the results. This was something I dreaded looking at, and I'm feeling a lot better about it now. And so that's a wrap, and I just want to say thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.